All right, this is the ultimate guide to sell on Walmart in 2026. Had to bring in an absolute Walmart expert. Salem, how much money have you made so far on Walmart? Because I know you quit your job to sell on Amazon and Walmart full time.
Hey, what's going on, Miles? Yeah, I've done about $700,000 in sales over the last 3 years, adding it on to my existing Amazon business. So it's been a wild ride.
Boom, 100%. You're able to quit your corporate 9 to 5, obviously diversify your Amazon business onto Walmart too. And today we're going to be able to provide a lot of value to beginners who maybe are already selling on Amazon, already selling on eBay, or just want to add Walmart to their business or start a Walmart selling side hustle as well. So overall, obviously everyone knows about selling on Amazon, selling on eBay, some other marketplaces too. Why do you see so much opportunity selling on Walmart going into 2026?
Yeah, that's a really good question. There's multiple reasons. The first one is that most people don't know that, they rose over 60% in sellers since 2024. So over the course of the year, gained 60%. And they also have 420 million products, with 95% of those being sold by third-party sellers like myself. So with all that being said, I think that there is a lot of work that needs to be done on the Walmart back end, on the process of getting approved, and they have a lot of different things to work on, but it is a new and emerging marketplace. And, there has been a lot of talk about it in the past, but I do think it is a strong competitor to Amazon. And if you are already selling on Amazon, it's a great add-on to diversify your business.
Yeah, what I heard from that is basically, I think that's pretty much the same amount of products on Amazon specifically, but a higher percentage of them being sold by third party sellers. Because on Amazon, a lot of products are sold just by Amazon. And not that there's not opportunity there, there's an abundance of opportunity. It's what my channel is all about. But for existing Amazon sellers, it's a great second sales channel, to look into as well. And it's just early, like you're saying. Obviously, there's issues in the back end and stuff. It's like the Wild West, it sounds like, basically, in respect to probably Amazon, 5, 10 years ago. And that provides a lot of opportunities for sellers who get in early and master it and everything like that, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. That's perfect.
Cool. Okay. So we obviously know that there's lots of money to be made. I mean, we can see Walmarts all over America, right? But they're really working to compete with Amazon on the e-commerce front. And a big component of that is letting third-party sellers like us sell on their platform. And the nice thing is we don't have to run any ads, create our own products, nothing like that. Just like what you guys see me talk about on my channel with Amazon online and retail arbitrage, you can do that on Walmart as well, and the wholesale model too, which I know you do some of as well. In terms of actually getting set up to sell on the Walmart platform, like, do I need an LLC, EIN? Like, talk about, obviously we're not lawyers, but talk about what Walmart formally requires, just to get an account going on their platform.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So it's obviously changed over, the course of the years, right? They were a lot more lenient in the past, and they still are. But one of the big requirements is that you do need to have an EIN number and an LLC. And ideally, you would want to have a storefront website, or to replace that, an eBay link, an Amazon storefront link,
That would be
something
the
that,
easy one.
yeah, pretty easy one, right? The biggest thing that I could give advice to anyone listening that is looking to get approved or to start selling on Walmart is that you want to make sure your EIN is developed. And what I mean by that is, if you've just filed for one in the last 2 months or so, it does typically take 5 to 6 months for Walmart to then approve you, for it to kind of sit a little, if that makes sense. So be a little patient on that side.
Yeah, the nice thing is most people watching this are either getting going, selling on Amazon, or already selling on Amazon. So they probably have that in the first place too. But either way, I'm sure you can put in the application regardless and see, if you can get approved quick, or say you're literally starting from scratch.
Absolutely.
Basically with that too. And the nice thing is the storefront link, I get asked all the time from students who do Amazon already that are getting into Walmart. You literally just go storefront stock yourself, basically as if you were a seller. So go to a listing and click your name, one of the listings you sell, and you can grab that URL, and then you're good to go right there. And then the application process, they're just like Walmart Seller Central I can go to. Like, how do I actually get approved and how do I actually apply?
Yeah, you would go to Walmart Seller Central. You're then going to fill out the information. Now, you are going to get an email right away once you click submit, but that is not the approval email. That's just an internal email. So be patient. And I will say as well, speaking to my Walmart rep and other people in my communities, they are a little slow right now. Obviously, it's Q4. We're all busy. But don't be surprised if you are waiting a couple weeks for them to get back to you. So just a little reminder to everyone out there who is going to apply.
Makes sense. And I love the idea of Walmart as a second sales channel for, 2026 to getting into for, Amazon and eBay sellers clearing out their death piles and eventually adding in maybe as a value add for opening up wholesale accounts. and a whole bunch of stuff like that too. And it's just like Amazon, where you can do WFS, which is the equivalent of FBA, and merch fulfilled as well, right? So both sales channels.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it literally goes hand in hand. Like you said, it's just a different platform.
Yep. And then so WFS, it's actually really, really cheap shipping too, right? Cheaper than Amazon for the bulk shipping rates.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the exact cost. It has gone up just a little bit over the years, but it's very, very cheap. I mean, if you compare it to Amazon, I would say you're looking at least 30 to 40% cheaper than on Amazon when you're shipping through WFS. So very cheap, and it is going to be FedEx preferred. So you will be dropping off those boxes to FedEx.
And interesting. So different than Amazon, but obviously very similar in respect to how you actually go ahead and, create the shipments. You can use Boxem just like you can use it for Amazon. We got Walmart in beta right now. If anyone wants access to that, let me know. It might even be available in public for anyone watching this too by the time you're seeing this on Boxem, just like on Amazon for all your listing, shipping, and analytics needs. So in terms of the actual selling side of things, so you can do WFS and you can do FBM just like Amazon FBA and Amazon FBM. But the nice thing is it's just like Amazon too, where you're not as for what we do, you're not creating your own product. You don't have to do any marketing or stuff. We're just selling on listings that already have proven sales history, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yep, we're using we're using Wamp, we're using other things to identify that. And just like with Amazon, we're buying low and then hopefully ideally selling for a profit. And if you use, VCO to ship your products FBM, the nice thing is that it actually integrates with Walmart as well. So you could use that dashboard to ship all your items, both Amazon and Walmart.
Yeah, in terms of actually doing product analysis, guys, we do have the wamp.com tool. So WAMP.com, I'll link in the description. It's currently in free beta for everyone. So you can take a look at that. It's going to be the profit calculator that breaks down all the fees and stuff like that. For people that have, a reselling background, how do the actual platform fees work on Walmart?
Yeah, so the fees are pretty similar. The one nice thing I will say is that there is no monthly subscription charge as a seller. So with Amazon, obviously we're paying $40 a month, which is nothing crazy at all. But on the Walmart side, there is no fee to be a seller. You just need to have good performance metrics. As far as WFS fees, it is similar to Amazon based on referral to the category that you have. But the nice thing about Walmart is they are always incentivizing different categories. And sometimes they'll give you zero referral fees on certain categories. So for example, I believe it was vacuums a couple months ago, they were doing 0%. So anything that you sold, you would save on that referral fee, which I believe was 20% at the time. So you're pocketing all that extra money. But as far as FBM, if you're shipping it by yourself, the fees are very similar and the shipping rates are also similar as well.
And that's a big thing you said with those promotions. That's the big thing about getting in early on the marketplace is you have opportunities to take advantage of those stuff. Like Amazon's obviously very large and developed. You don't have to worry about, or you're not going to get the benefits of being in early with Amazon. Do I think Amazon's going to continue growing? Yes, all the data states that it would. But on the Walmart side of things, you can get in early and take advantage of different promotions and stuff like that too, which is pretty cool as well. So obviously for product analysis, right, we're using Wamp to go ahead and identify all the fees. There's also Keepa charts now on Wamp as well too. I guess they're not really called Keepa charts, but the equivalent of seeing the product data in the back, right, how they perform, stuff like that. How are you actually doing product research though in respect to I know you can storefront stock, right? You can also do manual sourcing. Is it relatively the same as Amazon? Like what people would see in my videos breaking down how to source product for Amazon? Is it pretty much the same thing on Walmart?
I would say it's pretty much the exact same thing, Miles. I mean, you are working with a little bit, I would say, less data due to Walmart being a newer marketplace, right? With Amazon, we have months, years, multiple years of data for certain products. Where on the Walmart side, some of these products are newly developed or the listings are just created. But the one thing that I personally like to look for is a bestseller badge. This means that the item is like a popular pick, quote unquote. It means that it's selling consistently. And if you look closely next to that, you sometimes will see plus 50 people's carts, 1,000 bought since yesterday. All of those internal badges on Walmart are very similar to the badges on Amazon when you see plus 50 a month. So I like to use those as identifiers. And then to your point, a lot of manual sourcing. You would be very surprised looking at, let's say, Macy's.com and finding a product, seeing what it sells for on Amazon, but then also seeing what it sells for on Walmart. And sometimes what you'll find is sometimes that item is selling higher on Walmart and less on Amazon. And sometimes it's selling higher on Amazon and less on Walmart. So you could really puzzle match to find out which product is going to be profitable on which platform, which is why it's great to add both Amazon and Walmart.
100%, man. In terms of like the ungating side of things and what you can sell, what you can't sell, and even just like differences in products between the two, like I assume a lot more people buy groceries on Walmart versus groceries on Amazon, so on and so forth. Break down kind of the ungating side of things on Walmart, as well as just trends you see, both similarities and differences, obviously using Wamp for the data, so you don't have to make any uneducated decisions, but just in terms of trends you see generally in the market, what types of products people buy on what sites, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would say it's definitely a different kind of movement with different items. For example, some items sell a lot slower than on Amazon, but they still sell with a higher profit, right? Now, as far as your ungating question goes, ungating is a little bit different. So if you are looking to ungate on Walmart, what you're going to do is you're going to add the product and then open up a case stating that you would like to ungate the product. And what will then happen is you'll receive an email back stating what they need from you, which is typically an invoice, typically, how long you've been selling the brand, XYZ. And the requirements are typically 50 units from what I'm seeing right now. And a pro tip for everyone watching, because I know Miles always likes to provide sauce, you are able to split up the quantity into different invoices. So for example, if we want to ungate Lego today and we need 50 invoices, but we could only find 10 available for one purchase, we're able to buy 5 different orders and combine those invoices to get, to get ungated. So a little bit less computerized and more speaking to someone, which is very helpful.
Oh man, yeah.
And as
Yeah, way
far,
more professional.
yeah, way better. Now, keep in mind, you do have to kind of wait long periods of time. One of my ungates took 6 months. This was a long time ago, but hey, I got ungated. But to answer your questions about restrictions, so any toys under the age of 12 do require CPC compliance documentation. And to be transparent with everyone, it's very difficult for me to find those. So I do stay away from toys under than 12. And then health and beauty is also restricted. So, different beauty products, lip balms, things like that. Now, as far as what isn't restricted, it's pretty much everything else. Electronics, we have household items, vacuums, coffee makers, we have Legos, Squishmallows. Pretty much anything that you would sell on Amazon also converts on Walmart.
Boom. Okay, cool. And the nice thing is you have the seller amp data for Amazon, the WAMP data for Walmart, right? And you can even cross list inventory, merch and fulfilled at the same time, as long as you're keeping good tabs on that too, as well. And like in general, from what I've seen doing my own research, a lot of stuff that moves on Amazon does simultaneously move on Walmart. A little bit more of a focus on Walmart on like the grocery side of things, just the way the supply chain tends to work on stuff like that. And then a little bit more focus, I feel like, in terms of like really high end stuff on Amazon, just from like a customer trust perspective too. But obviously, you're just going to go off the data in the first place anyway too. As well, how does the buy box work on Walmart, and can you compete with Walmart on listings the way sometimes you can compete with Amazon on Amazon, sometimes you can't compete with Amazon on Amazon? Just looking at if they're sharing the buy box on a listing, taking a look at the seller amp and Keepa data.
That's a really good question. So if you are looking to compete with Walmart, the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to want to make sure that you are WFSing the item, which is the equivalent of Amazon FBA. So we're sending the product to Walmart. And if you do undercut Walmart's price, so the key here is that you are wanting to find that product profitable, selling it cheaper than Walmart, which isn't always easy to do, but it is possible. And if you're able to do that, as long as you undercut by about 50 cents to $1, you will then be able to obtain the buy box. Now, if we're looking at a listing that is all third-party seller and there's no Walmart on the listing, if everyone is WFS, then the lowest price typically will get it. Now, if there's seller fulfilled on the listing and no one's WFS, right? So everybody's selling from their home. If you go into that listing and send it to Walmart, you will be able to price about $3 to $4 higher than than the highest price FBM, if that makes sense.
Boom, cool. Yeah, that's the thing. Like you learn a lot of those intricacies once and then you just know them forever too. In terms of actually listing and shipping on Walmart, it used to be really, really complicated. Like I said, guys, we do have Boxem Walmart right now in beta. If you want to access that, shoot me a DM, on Instagram. Happy to hook you up with that. and everything. In terms of just like, okay, I think it makes a ton of sense for beginners looking to add new marketplaces, Amazon sellers looking to liquidate death piles, regating, stuff like that, or just people that kind of are really ambitious and maybe want to start Walmart and Amazon simultaneously. We have a great guide so far for that. What are like the really big beginner mistakes you typically see with folks that are struggling to get going on Walmart or just not understanding a new platform?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So the first thing that I would say is that you're comparing it to Amazon. And what I mean by that is, as Miles and I are talking, a lot of the fundamentals are the same, but the buying behaviors are a little different, in my opinion. So with that being said, I like to test way more than I do on Amazon. So for example, if I'm looking at a product and I'm thinking of buying 100 of them for Amazon, I may only buy 10 to 20 for Walmart just to make sure that it's flowing good and it's selling correctly. Because we do have limited data, as I mentioned. So you just want to make sure that you don't go too deep too fast. That's definitely one of my biggest mistakes. The other one is that second guessing yourself. And what I mean by that is you might find a product on target.com for $10 and you might see it selling for $20 on Amazon, but you might see that it's selling for $33 on Walmart and you might psych yourself out. Why is this so much more on Walmart? And the thing I want to tell everybody is people pay for convenience more than ever today. And I feel that it's only going to continue as the world becomes digital. So people aren't always going to go to Amazon, to all these different websites to price compare. So don't psych yourself out if you find a really good item that's selling very high on Walmart because it will sell. And lastly, focusing too much on reviews. There's a lot of talk on Walmart with reviews. Typically, the higher the reviews, the more something sells. And I do believe in that. But there are a lot of items that have little to no reviews that sell very well. So you just want to make sure that you are casting a wider net on Walmart, bigger than you are on Amazon, and playing it smart. Those would be my top 3 tips for sure.
Yep. Yeah. Test order super, super key. And the nice thing is now that we have the historical data on Wamp too, we can go ahead and do Walmart to Walmart flips as well, which is really helpful too. So there's a lot of good stuff on that. So guys, I'm going to leave a link down below if you want to test out Wamp for free right there. It's currently in free beta right too. Salem, I'll leave all your info down below too as well. Where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, so it's my Instagram is Salem WFS, and then I also have a YouTube channel called Salem Ecom, and I will link my Twitter down below as well.
Boom. Yeah, so we'll get that plugged in for you guys. If you guys got any questions, you mind checking the comments every now and again. You can answer the questions in the comments too as well.
Absolutely, for
Cool.
sure.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for doing this, man. And thanks to everyone for watching. Let us know any questions down below. Leave a subscribe. I mainly talk about selling on Amazon on my channel. So if you're brand new to Walmart, you should probably be brand new to Amazon as well in terms of starting both marketplaces at the same time because Amazon is more high upside currently, but Walmart, you're getting in earlier. And yeah, appreciate you doing this for us, Salem. And thanks everyone for watching.
Absolutely. Have a good one, everybody.